You are on this very planet that Kpiad created to his glory. We welcome you to another explosive exposition of the very fraudulent contraption, the very diseased abomination that the British created for the enslaved. You are on this very planet that Kpiad created to his glory. We welcome you to another explosive exposition of the very fraudulent contraption, the very diseased abomination that the British created for the enslavement of the children of light. We have come to destroy, we have come to render asunder, we have come to decimate that very tower of darkness, that very zoological republic, that very cesspit of iniquity and of evil. We have come that the blind may see. We have come that the deaf may hear. We have come that even those who through no fault of theirs, but as a result of having subjected themselves to a very disastrous educational system in the zoo, they have become stupid. Here we have come to enlighten and to educate without any apologies to anybody, without mincing words, without fear before our enemies, determined and resolute, indestructible, and the precipitous collapse of the zoo is inevitable. Absolutely inevitable. The devil may try all it can. Those who go before them to peddle falsehood, those who go to work for them, those who are the workers of darkness and of iniquity, we can assure them that we are resolute, we are determined, and there is nothing anybody can do to stop this very invade as many times as you like, kill as many people as you like, propagate falsehood after falsehood as many times as you like, buy up every media space in the zoo, go and connive with people in the diplomatic circles abroad, eyebrow consultancy firm in the world, select some diplomats in the zoo and bribe them, select those you send to the key countries around the world. None of these things you're doing is capable of stopping us. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you write. It doesn't matter the type of chatter you have behind our backs. All those things you're doing is a complete and utter waste of time, because Biafra must come. There is nothing anybody can do about it. That is why we preach this gospel. That is why we propagate this very message of redemption. That is why Elohim said that Biafra will come. You will not fire a bullet, but Biafra will come. Because Kpiad has gone before us. And you will hear what will happen to the zoo in weeks and months to come. This is 1 year, 2020. They will never, ever, ever in their lives forget. It does not matter what the enemy does, is irrelevant. Buy over Twitter, buy over Facebook, bribe the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, bribe the US. US. Ambassador to Nigeria, department in America, But there is one thing I want all of us to understand this very evening. We are facing a very formidable array of enemies, both external and within. And we are going to overcome each and every one of these obstacles. That I can assure you. That they may know that the God we worship is an invisible God, not a God that was wrought by the hands of men. For we do not worship idol, and we can never ever worship idol. Is impossible. This very family, this IPOB, belongs to the Most High. And that is how it's going to be until Biafra comes and beyond, to eternity. This evening, I want to place it on record that our enemies are intensifying their attack against us from every corner. I am not saying this as lamentation or complaint. I am only trying to prepare our people for what is to come. You are being prepared for what is to come. The time has come to separate the chaff from the wheat itself. Our march is very, very near. The enemies are trembling, they are quaking, they are doing all they can to try to stop us. But they have failed very woefully, and they will continue to fail. But I want to tell you that we are getting attacks from everywhere all over the world. And very soon, they will buy over some of you. Some of you, they will buy some of you over. The spirit of Opa Biasika and Ifajuna are still in some of you. When the time comes, they will buy you over. I am not doing this program tonight to ask all of you to be strong. I am doing it to remind you, not that if they succeed in buying you over, you're not going to stop what we're doing. You can't. You cannot. Not in a trillion years. But I need you to appreciate one very simple fact. That at the end of this very race, everybody will testify that indeed Chukwuka Abiyama, the same God of Israel, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the same God of Ehiri in Aguleri, the same God of Umweri, the same God of Ora-Eri, the same God of Owe-Eri, the same God of Arochukwu. Not to be nobody, the true God, one true God. You will know that indeed, not only is he omnipotent, that same God is the owner of this very agitation. No human being can stop it. We have enemies, and we need to be very, very careful, both within and without. Very, very careful. The next 2 weeks will be very pivotal. Next 2 weeks will be very, very important in the life, or should I say, in this very mission that we have embarked upon. The devil will do everything. And you are going to watch spectacularly how we are going to destroy and shame the enemy. That at the end, every glory and adoration will belong to God and not to man. Now let us go and tell you what is happening that some of you do not understand. I want those of you who are hardcore, those who were chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who from their mother's womb they were born to do this very work. You must be very, very strong. Because Biafra will open the eyes of black people all over the world. Because Biafra will mean that blacks from America, blacks from the Caribbean, from Southern America, they will all flood into Africa. It will be like the time that Yeshua was born. Biafra is like a light, a beacon. They will follow it. They will say, let us go and see what is happening there. That is what these neo-colonialists do not want. They don't want Biafra to come. I am telling our people so they understand. The mountains, I didn't say one mountain, the mountains in front of us that we need to overcome. And for us to overcome it, we need to be very strong mentally, mental strength. Just like when you're doing anything in life, and it appears as if you are being buffeted from everywhere. That is the time that you no longer rely on willpower or your muscles. You go to your brain to endure and to persevere and to keep going until you overcome. That is the stage we are in right now. To make sure that our brain is in gear to confront everything the Janjaweed has to throw at us. We don't have money. Their budget is over $20 billion to fight us. They can bribe Facebook. They can buy them off. They can do anything they like. They can come to some of you and bribe you off. They can promise you what you've never had before. They can give you maybe a house in Dubai. They can promise you a vehicle. They can tell you, oh, we'll make you vice president. They can promise you anything to make sure that you're like them. But this very IPOB, this very hardcore is not going to move. And I will tell you why we can't move.
We have tried to live in Nigeria designed by Great Britain and handed to us. We have found it difficult to live in that Nigeria. We have fought a civil war, killed so many people, and still we have the same problems reoccurring. Perhaps the time has come to revisit the very foundations of Nigeria.
Nigeria is an evil entity, very, very satanic. You want to change the narrative. It's IPOB, they're the aggressors. I saw some women, was it yesterday? Give them their Biafra. We don't want to die. Look at murderers calling other people murderers. Can you believe such nonsense? The Fulani leaders, you cannot win. You cannot defeat IPOB. You people were the ones that established many terror organizations in Nigeria in a bid to overwhelm the country and take over the territories for your Fulani people. IPOB became a stumbling block to that very Janjaweed expansionist tendency. True or false? Am I lying? You were ruling Nigeria before, doing everything you like, controlling NMPC, controlling the seaport, customs, everywhere you ever. Now, finally, because you felt that you subdued everybody else. Now you can now march on with your foot soldiers into the east because you've taken over Yoruba land, of course. I know that very well. You came and we said, no, you can't come into this land to take it. Come and do your business and go. You said no. Now, because we defeated Miyetti Yala, you now brought in police and army with official uniform, official badge to come and kill people. And I also want to remind Twitter, because they're listening. Twitter, please. Do you know that in the Nigerian army and police, there are terrorists there? Are you aware that Nigeria actively recruited terrorists, killers and murderers and rapists, and gave them army and police uniforms? Are you aware of that? How can anybody, Yoruba journalists, how can you people in your infantile stupidity refer to Nigeria as having an army or Nigeria police? Or where are those terrorists that they conscripted into the Nigerian army and Nigerian police? Where are they? People without shame, where are they? I'm asking you. Fulani, you want to change the narrative? Of course not. They want to put the blame of insecurity in Nigeria on IPOB. Can you believe that? Can you believe these people? Can you believe them? Can you believe these people? And luckily, as God will have it, they are slaughtering themselves in the north. But IPOB securing the east are the ones to be blamed for the insecurity in the east. There is a clip I want everybody to play, please. Who opposed to them opened his mouth and said, I invited the army to come into Olo. There was nothing happening. Fulani, who opposed to them gave Fulani land in Olo to do Ruga, Fulani settlement. And we said no. We drove the Fulani murderers and terrorists away. Who opposed to them now invited his friends, his masters from the north, to bring in their army and heavy machinery into Olu to kill us. That was how all these things started. All of you, you have forgotten. My black people in this UG, black, you have all forgotten the Genesis. The same way that all of you that are blaming Boko Haram is a terrorist group, Boko Haram, what they're doing. But when Nigerian police were busy killing their leader and killing everybody else, all of you were just there drinking Fradununu or doing betting on Chelsea versus Man U or Liverpool versus Man City. Nigeria army and police will go out and commit atrocity upon atrocity. All of you will be there, you keep quiet. Any day, those people out of anger rise up and retaliate. All of you baboons and monkeys start writing rubbish. Do you know why? Because you have no conscience, you have no soul, you're a black person, you are the embodiment of evil. Is the truth. I don't care who bans whoever or whatever, I don't give a toss. I must preach the truth. Black people are wicked. By nature, very wicked people. That is why you forget the atrocities that your police and your army always commit. You forget. In a twinkle of an eye, you forget. Our army, our police. Now listen to me very carefully, please. You are blaming ESN. Whereas it is the same Fulani terrorists masquerading as headsmen that are responsible for orchestrating all the insecurity in and around Nigeria. Fulani, you have Boko Haram. Fulani, talking about insecurity in the east. Hey. Whereas 91 people were slaughtered yesterday. Yesterday, they were killed yesterday. You have the guts. You people have no shame. You have the guts to stand up and be talking about insecurity in the east. And you're a senator from Kebbi State or Kebbi, whatever they call it. And 91 of your constituents were slaughtered. You didn't see it. You are talking about east. Fulani, who formed Boko Haram. Fulani, who formed ISIS in West Africa province, ISWAP. Fulani, who formed Miyetti Yala. Fulani, who formed Ansaru. Fulani, who formed these headsmen and bandits you claim are foreign. Fulani, who brought out murderers and killers and terrorists from prison and gave them military and police uniforms. It is you people. You have now spread them around the country, causing mayhem, abducting people from schools. These are the same place. Hi, these people there. Ha, Fulani, you think everybody's as stupid as you are? You go, you kidnap students from their schools in the north, you get ransom, you buy more arms, you embolden yourselves. You have the guts to conduct a live press conference talking about insecurity in the East. Don't people have shame? Anyway, you don't. Who are the bandits, or should I say terrorists, taking hostages of school children and demanding ransom? Are they not Miyetti Yala, Miyetti, the chief negotiator? Who are the people destroying farms, raping and killing their victims daily around Nigeria? Fulani. Fulani. You know what? How they managed to convince some of you is what I find astonishing, despite the overwhelming evidence. How they are defending him. Fulani people are defending him. But you idiots from the south, from the east, you're talking rubbish about your one Nigeria. Whereas a terrorist, a killer, a murderer is in government as a minister. His own people are the people defending him. But you are in the south attacking those who are fighting for your freedom. And you're telling me that your brains are normal. Maybe that's your one Nigeria. Whereas a terrorist, a killer, a murderer is in government as a minister. His own people are the people defending him. But you are in the south attacking those who are fighting for your freedom. And you're telling me that your brains are normal. Maybe there's something in suya, maybe in kilishi, and in that cattle that they give to us to eat. There must be something fundamentally wrong with us as a people. Fundamentally wrong with us as a people. And we must confront it. And confront it we shall. These people lecturing us about no secession, you're destroying the country. You people, you Fulani idiots, you Fulani bigots, you Fulani impostors, you Fulani vagabonds are the same people that welcomed the rehabilitation of terrorists. You granted bandits, killers, murderers, and kidnappers amnesty. I want Obia not to listen. I want us to listen. I want this idiot, Sarikin Fulani of Imo State, Hope Sodema to listen very, very carefully. You people are fools because you cannot listen very well. The same people you're fighting for, killing your own people because of them, they are the ones rehabilitating, so they claim, putting the army that we have today. Somebody might come and say, you have given the order that the police and the army should be attacked. All those idiots. Some of you fools who cannot reason, we are not attacking any police. We are attacking the terrorists that they brought into the police and into the army. They are the ones killing our people. We must defend ourselves. You fools cannot reason very well. We are not fighting any standing or legally, properly constituted army or police. These are the same Fulani terrorists, murderers and killers. The same people that went in, in Damatru or wherever it is, killing and slaughtering Christians in droves. You fools that cannot reason. The same Boko Haram that has been killing, the same Fulani terrorists have been killing people. They are the ones now in the army. Did you not see them? Recruit them into the army? You're telling me we shouldn't fight them? These are terrorists in police uniform and army uniform. You're saying we should not fight them? Is that what you're saying? Are you that foolish? Are you that stupid? This same Fulani pontificating about peace and unity and anti-secession, whatever garbage that they are pouring out of their useless, stinking Janjaweed mouths. These same idiots, these same fools are the ones that rehabilitated Boko Haram. So they claim. These fools are the ones that granted amnesty to bandits. Now, let me surprise all of you. Surprise, surprise. Those that are giving amnesty to are Fulani terrorists, Fulani bandits, Fulani kidnappers, Fulani headsmen who are murderers and land-grabbing urchins. These are the people that are giving amnesty to. You people should reason. You zoo animals called Nigerians, reason for once. The hypocrisy in Fulani, their hypocrisy is astonishing. Hypocrites. Fulani, who is responsible for the state of almost anarchy in the zoo, who is responsible for the hopelessness of the security framework of the zoo, Fulani, who is responsible for insecurity, Fulani, who are the bandits, Fulani, who are the terrorists in the zoo, Fulani, which people are going about slaughtering and taking over other people's farmlands. It is you. You people are the problem. Unfortunately, some idiots from the south cannot see it. You wanted to show us that you know how to write grammar, writing rubbish about one Nigeria. You are defending something that's indefensible. Indefensible, you fools. Some smelly rats, some smelly garbage, gutter, alamajiri, gutter. The lowest of the low. If it's one of those of their fools talking, I will even understand. From the gutter. Not contributed one single thing to the advancement of the zoo. Not one single contribution has the Fulani ever made. Tell me one national contribution that the Fulani has ever made to the advancement of the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. Just name one thing, absolutely nothing. They want power and control of oil and gas. That's all they need, that's all they want, so they can run your lives for you and control your destiny. And you're not ashamed of yourself to claim that you're educated. Let us pray. For God in heaven, Almighty Creator, the ancients of the ancients, the maker of the heavens and the earth, you created everything that the mind of a living soul can imagine, but none created thee. That is why we say you are immortal, you are invisible, you are omnipotent. This very God that every generation who has ever had the grace of knowing thee have always testified to your goodness. That is the same God that we kneel and bow before. This God is our refuge and our strength, a very present help, even in this time of Janjaweed trouble, even in this time of Funali rage and terrorism. Therefore we shall fear no evil. This IPOB shall fear no evil. Even if the whole world is against us, even if Britain intensifies their effort to crush this very light of hope in sub-Saharan Africa, even though they shake the mountains, even though the seas may rise, even though they may give all the weapons and ammunition to the Zoological Republic, no matter what they do, no matter how they foment their rage, it doesn't matter to us. For God, Kpiad, is in the land of Biafra. We shall never ever be moved. This God of the ancients will help us now and forevermore. For Biafra shall come, and this Lord of hosts is with us. Kpiad, the same God of Jacob, this same God of Shadrach and Meshach and Abednego, this God that never abandons his people, this same God is our refuge, and we proclaim it unashamedly that this God that we kneel and bow before, we shall worship thee, for Biafra is your promise. Your word is yea and amen. Instead of your word not to come to pass, heaven and earth will cease to exist. Upon this very hope we anchor all our belief that Biafra shall come in our time, and we pray that it come this very year, that your glory may be made manifest in the lives of men, that we may kneel and bow before thee. Nyahansoro tutona nsoporo ne jamani bisiala chineke na kepru mi henida ko tutoni ne wedregeze denso ugama wombo ni ne bigebi. He said Mama de chineke.
Good evening, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, friends of Biafra, enemies as well. I welcome each and every one of you tonight to this program here on this hallowed platform, IPOB Western Cape Media TV. I welcome you all in the name of Chugu Okikabiama Premihenine. As I welcome you, fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom, I want you all to welcome each and every one of them who reside close to you. Welcome your friends, welcome your family, welcome your neighbors, and all lovers of freedom who reside within your locality. I thank you for being part of this program tonight. I thank you for being part of this family. Thank you, and I appreciate your company. I thank you for sharing our programs. Thank you for liking our program. Thank you for even commenting on our live program. Whom we all serve. Be and bless you all. I welcome you once again, and I want you to know that this is where you are, IPOB Western Cape Media TV. I pray further for you that you will never lack as you continue to support this project of Biafra, as you continue to walk in truth, in spirit, as you continue to go on without any baggage or luggages of envy, jealousy, and hatred, as you remain pure in your heart, because as IPOB, we are meant to remain whiter than white and whiter than snow. As you continue in this path, may Chukwu bless you and keep you alive, that you may see Biafra. That is always my prayers for you. That should remain my prayer for you, because one thing I know for sure, anyone in this live program today is a Biafran, a hardcore, a believer, a follower, a listener of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That person is indeed under the leadership and control of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whether in absent or in present. You are a chosen, that is why you are here. This page is not for popular demand. This page is not for chasing clout. This page is for those who use their common sense to reason. This page is for those who has overcome that 3 demons that cost Ndibo, which is envy, jealousy, and greed. We are not here to chase clout. We are not here to cause go slow traffic in this media space. We are here to reason as a common people, as a people who knew firsthand that their lives, their future is under threat. That are the people you find in this place. So if you find yourself here, I want you to know that indeed, unknown to you, you are a chosen, and you shall see Biafra. In good health, you shall see Biafra. You shall not only see, you shall live in it and enjoy the fruit thereof. That is my prayer and prayer for you, and I will continue to pray as long as you remain steadfast, as long as you fix your eyes on the goal, as long as you continue to overcome that spirit of jealousy, hatred, envy, and greed. Chukwu will surely preserve your life. So I thank you for joining us. I thank you for making it a duty to join us anytime we come live. It gives me joy, encouragement, happiness, gladden my heart whenever I see you seated in your various locations listening to us. It is a great privilege for us in this platform, IPOB Western Cape. It is a great privilege for us to welcome you as usual. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for believing in Biafra. Thank you for believing in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you for believing in everything that has to do with Biafra. It does not matter to you who captains the ship. What matters to you is that right thing be done. Because all we need is Biafra. As long as Biafra is concerned, no individual shall come first, but Biafra. That is how we all see it in this part of the world, IPOB Western Cape Zone. We believe in Biafra. We believe that Biafra supersedes every individual, both today, tomorrow, and forever. Biafra must come first, both in your thinking, in your reasoning, in everything you do. Biafra must put first. If this is the first time you are joining us, let me lead you to this and make you understand where you are and what is our belief. This is IPOB Western Cape Media TV. Here, we speak nothing but the truth. We are without fear or favor. We are fearless before our enemies. We are not here to represent any individual, but we are here to represent and to defend our fatherland, Biafra. Because for us, it is Biafra today, tomorrow, and forever. If you are offended by our resolve, we have no apologies for that. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB worldwide. And his position is incontestable. IPOB is here to restore Biafra. We are not going to be swayed until Biafra is restored. Welcome once again to IPOB Western Cape Media TV, saying it the way it is. Of course, we say it the way it is, without fear, without favor. We are fearless before our enemies. We do all these things because truth is our hallmark. So for you to know and understand where you are, if you are just stumbling to this page, I want you to know this night from my location that we are live on all our social media platforms. We are back on Facebook. It is IPOB Western Cape, not Western Cape Media TV. Simply IPOB Western Cape on our Facebook. Then on YouTube, we are live on our YouTube page, which is IPOB Western Cape Media TV. On our X, formerly Twitter, IPOB Western Cape Media TV. Tonight you have choice. You have a choice anywhere that is suitable, conducive for you to listen to us. You are welcome. Make a choice. One thing for sure is that we are not here for drama. We are not here for propaganda. We are not here for name calling. We are not here for defamations of character assassinations. None of these things is the reason we are here. We are here for one reason: to enlighten our people, to expose to our audience that which is hidden in this struggle. We try our best, storm our brain to go deeper and deeper into every news or every event that has to do with Nigeria and in Biafra land. So anytime you see us, know that we are not here to to massage your ego. We are not here to make you feel good about yourself. We are not here to lie to you. We're not here to mislead you. We are here to tell you things the way they are, uncensored, unedited. That is who we are. That is the reason this page, this channel, this whatever you can call it, was created in the first place. There was a time when every media platform in IPOB collapsed completely. The struggle was begging for somebody or some people to take up the challenge. That was when we pick up this challenge to replace the once formidable IPOB platform. So I want you to understand that we continue to maintain that concept without looking back. We are here for a serious business. Before I continue this evening, I bring greetings to you from my coordinator, Mazi Innocent Ali. And Mazi Innocent Ali is the IPOB Western Cape coordinator. He is the one representing this zone. Remember, Mazi Innocent Ali was appointed by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself. Mazi Innocent Ali, from the time he was appointed, he took up the challenges. He made sure that everything continues to go according to the principles that guide IPOB, that guide the struggle. He makes sure that IPOB code of conduct is highly, highly esteemed and respected in this zone, IPOB Western Cape. Mazi Innocent Ali has put himself, his family, his wealth, his security, everything in jeopardy for the sake of this struggle. He has faced everything that you may think about, but he is still standing. He's a leader that we are happy to have, happy to work with, worthy of emulation. His style of leadership is top-notch. But the enemies are not happy. They are not happy that one thing that they could not do, somebody or someone somewhere in Western Cape is doing it. Remember, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu left viable, powerful, strong, united IPOB into DOS hand within few weeks of his abduction and the extraordinary rendition back to Nigeria. They crushed that which was handed over to them. So when they see those people who maintain and continuously stand solidified, they are not happy. That was why they tried to break IPOB Western Cape by creating a parallel IPOB, where they created a fake IPOB Western Cape representative planted here to cause confusion, to make sure that all the work, effort of Mazi Innocent Ali falls on into the gutter. But they failed completely. The reason I am telling you this is I want you to be on alert. Do not be deceived. Do not say you don't know. We have enemies. And the enemies planted their own in IPOB Western Cape, who came to try to divide and devalue us. Unknown to him, IPOB Western Cape is so strong, and he failed woefully. So if you come across such individuals, the only question that breaks the camel's back, which you must always carry as a weapon, is who are you and what is your name? Immediately he introduced himself, you may be able to understand who he is. And if he does not say, his name does not say Innocent Anlia, please, you are standing with the wrong person. Go away. Save yourself. Remember, you are under oath to be under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, no other person. These individuals are not working for Biafra. They do not work for what you believe in. They only work for their personal lust. They work for their own pockets. They do everything to enrich themselves. Their coming into this struggle was not genuine. They have ulterior motive, which they carried at the back of their heart, waiting for an opportunity to pounce. So immediately Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was taken away, they saw an opportunity to make money, opportunity to enrich their pockets, to enrich their generation. They went and took money from Nigerian government. They took money from whoever that stands as an enemy of Biafra. By so doing, they have lost touch with what we are doing today. That is why to them, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's instruction does not matter. Whatever Mazi Nnamdi Kanu says or don't say is not their business. They go about changing everything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu put in place. The other day in Germany, they opened a new IPO, which they called IPOB Worldwide Office. Remember, in the same Germany, IPOB have worldwide office. In that office, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu inaugurated by himself. Now ask me, why do they need a new IPOB worldwide office in the same Germany where we already have an office? It is for you to understand, if you are wise, that these people are only working for themselves. They are no more part of IPOB. They are no more part of those who are fighting for restoration of Biafra. They now have their own agenda. That is one thing you must know. That is why they are doing all these things, to undermine the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are doing all these things to make you see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as nobody, and they themselves are the ones calling the shots. Ask them who authorized the opening of IPOB office in Germany. Ask them that question. But that is by the way. So if you don't know all these things, and if you know all these things and still come back to pretend that you are confused. No, you are not confused. You are only living in denial. You know the truth, but you just want to deny the truth. I bring greetings to you from the executive of IPOB, Western Cape. One thing you must know, that behind every successful and strong leader, there is always strong and successful executive. IPOB have them in quantum. We have it here. Men of timber and caliber, men of substance, men with vision, visionary leaders who are working under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are great men. They are the ones making things moving smoothly. The cohesion you saw here, or rather you witnessed in IPOB Western Cape, is as a reason of a strong, formidable, visionary, executive filled with vision. I bring greetings also to you from the IPOB Western Cape family members. Every one of them are doing exceptionally well, trying everything possible, making sure that this zone does not suffer shame. Every one of them deserves tap in the back. It is not easy, if you understand what I mean. We've come under a very severe, shaking, but they are still standing. We are still standing, believing that IPOB Biafra is the ultimate. There's nothing anybody can tell you. I am Mazi Onyebuchi. I am your host. By the special grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama Premier Henine, I am the Parklands Unit Coordinator. I believe in Biafra. I believe in Biafra. I am one of those men who believe that the only survival means for us is Biafra. I have foreseen few years from now, if we fail to restore Biafra, things will get very, very, very tough for us. I believe that with Biafra, our lost glory, our integrity, everything that has to do with us, that we have lost years, will be restored back to us. I believe that if you are an Igbo man or a Biafran, the only thing that will matter to you should be what can I do? How can I help? What can it take me to help, to assist in my own little way? If you have intellect, you put it in. If you have money, you put it in. If you have strength, you put it in. Anything you have, if you have spiritual power, whatever you think you can do to assist, you do it. The question should be, what can I do to help in restoring this country called Biafra? Because that is where our problem starts and stops. With restoration of Biafra, everything you see worrying us today as a people will die a natural death. All those people, or some of us who marries abroad, give births abroad, who don't even know how to move ahead, how to take their children back home, who have lost their lineage, they could now go back and fix things. But without Biafra, my dear, we are collectively doomed. I say to you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to some of you. Depend where you are watching me from this evening. We are reaching you live from Cape Town, South Africa. And we are happy to be in your presence. And I know you too are happy that we are in your presence. Let us join hands together and make this work. I just have some few messages I brought before us this evening. The other time, well, before I go on the topic we have to treat this evening, first one says, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's trial. One, we'll talk about the trial, we talk about whatever that is happening, we think that is happening around the trial, excuse me. The second one said over 200 people died by Funali in Benue. Finally, it says, end Nigeria now. The solution. You know, when you want to do anything, or want to solve a problem, you start by breaking it down until finally the solution will come. Now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had a court case the other time, and we saw how things were going. And we saw that there are some players, outside. They are not in courtroom. They are not courtroom players. They are outside people playing into trying to manipulate or trying to trying to bring some kind of their own wickedness into the trial, thinking that they are hurting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The other time, there was a video that was flying up and down in social media where one Chibuzo Ebuatu hosted a Twitter space. He talks about how he wants Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be jailed for 7 years. He talked about how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was busy unaliving the Igbo people, causing bloodshed in Igbo land. He talks about all kinds of unverifiable accusations against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Then, after that, he posted a video of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's program where he was talking about things that was happening in Nigeria and the solution and all that stuff. He cut and joined and posted it on social media. Lo and behold, DSS, Nigerian government, took that, and the last court case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that same video was played in court. That was the video of, is it whatever lion, that guy that said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sent him to buy 2,000 people. He ended up buying 20 people, and before he was caught. It was Chibuzo who brought that video and played it and laid allegations and brought voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu when Ikonso was murdered. And what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said in that video, he brought these things together and posted it in his platform. And Nigerian government went and took it as the exhibit against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And that is why what I'm trying to say, that some players, but outside the courts, are involved in this case. They are trying to, influence this case, this trial of Mazi, this illegal trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We must put it that way. We must put it the way it is. That trial is illegal. Because one thing for sure, and I don't know why it has not been brought about by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's legal team. Anyways, I know that it is a trial. With time, all these things will be brought to the attention of the trial judge. But before we continue, let me remind Nigerian government and those who are illegally trying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu about this. And I wish that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's legal team will also put this as a defense. As a defense. Because one thing you must not do is to use illegality to obtain legality. It's not possible. You cannot, like they used to say that two wrongs don't make a right. You cannot use, when it's wrong, it's wrong. When something is wrong, you approach it in a rightful way to correct that wrong. If you say that something is wrong and you want to use wrong way to go about it, and in your mind you say you are trying to correct it, no, you are not correcting it. You are making it worse. You are making it as as difficult as ever. So the Nigerian government wanted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu so badly that they chose They don't know how to go about it. Because they knew that Mazi Kanu, just like today, did not do any of these things that they are putting on him. And they knew that they could not, if they should go in a legal way, in anywhere in this world, that they are not going to succeed. So they decided to go about it in a wrong way. And they succeeded in that wrong way in bringing Mazi Kanu back to Nigeria in a wrong way. And today, nobody is talking about it. Nobody is asking questions. How did we even bring this man here? If this man was brought here in illegal means, that means anything they are doing in that court remains illegal. And as a court of justice, you must make sure that justice prevails in every turn, in every detail, in every angle. That justice must prevail. You must make sure that the person that was brought before your court of justice, that his right was not trampled upon. You must make sure as a judge that whomever that is standing before you is standing there not as illegal, but as a legal legal accuser or whatever it means. So if that is the case, then how did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu get to Nigeria? How are we now talking about trying him? Have we corrected the wrong that was done in bringing him back to Nigeria? When he was brought back to Nigeria, we were meant to understand that it was the Interpol who brought Nigeria, who arrested Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and brought him to Nigeria. And even if it was Interpol, which is not in this case, but let's just put it in this way, even if it is in the Interpol that arrested Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, did they actually hand him over to Nigeria straight for them to take him back without going through the process of extraditing him to Nigeria? So all these things should be put into context, should be put into consideration before any trial should go on. And that is why we continue to maintain that the trial of Mazi Kanu remains illegal, putting in place also reminding the trial judge that sometimes few years back, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was discharged by the appeal court in Abuja. That victory, that discharge was not followed by the Nigerian government. So if a court of competent jurisdiction in Nigeria acquitted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, why is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu still going through trial today in Nigeria? But those are factors I want us to this trial is and will always remain illegal. So let us remind the Nigerian government about this interview by Interpol Nigeria.
AIG, there are not a few who believe that the pace at which the Interpol International and Interpol Nigeria are working is quite interesting. They point to the fact that Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the proscribed group, IPOB, it didn't take long for them to grab him from the same Kenya and get him down to Nigeria, and he's facing justice now. That's why is this like a case of we're following process, diplomatic channels, etc., etc.
Believe you me, I want to tell you I don't know what you are talking about. All I know...
You seems not to know exactly what we are talking about here.
No. You are bringing an issue that Interpol is not aware of. You know, let me define the role of Interpol so that you can understand. Interpol is an international police organization that assists law enforcement agencies within the 196 countries to look for a fugitive that runs or is hiding. And if you look at all the other fugitives that are brought to face justice in Nigeria, they have the link, those who are involved with Interpol. So I don't know I don't want to talk about issue of Kanu, who brought him back to Nigeria. I'm not aware how he was brought back to Nigeria or how he came into Nigeria. Interpol is not aware. We stated this long time ago, and we made it categorically clear. So it's not a question. There are what we call police-to-police relationship, international police cooperation. Another police, it does not necessarily bring Interpol. If one police and another exchange a suspect is running from them, they can have an international police cooperation that out of the scope of Interpol. However, if a notice is given to an individual, like blue notices, when the inmates in Kuje prison escaped, we did a biometric capture of those suspects, and we shared it with international communities. We shared it with our law enforcement agencies. Many of them were re-apprehended because we have their biometrics. Now, in the issue of red notice, where a red notice is issued under the federal court that issued that notice of arrest, that is warrant of arrest for such international. It will go to the Interpol, we'll process it, we'll look at it, we'll look at the charges, and then we'll issue a red notice. On that red notice, we bring back the culprit to face justice because all the 196 countries will be looking for that individual.
Would sincerely like to thank you, retired Assistant Inspector General of Police, Garba Umar, who is currently the Vice President of Interpol Africa Region. Thank you, sir, for coming on the News Hour.
Thank you for having me.
Good. Welcome back. You heard this man. This was the Interpol Nigeria speaking, because it was all over Nigeria. Media, Interpol, Nigeria, Interpol this, Interpol that. And as the former Attorney General, the criminal, what is his name again? The former Attorney General who orchestrated all these things. He was saying in Hausa how they intercepted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with the help of the Interpol and brought him to Nigeria. Nobody asked him, did Nigeria follow the extradition order that is guiding such international fugitive when arrested? And if it was followed, where and when? Everybody, just as usual, when it comes to any matter concerning the Biafrans or Ndi particular, nobody cares. Everybody likes it, as long as it is happening to Ndi. So I expect that whenever the time is right in this trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, illegal trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's legal team, his defense, must not fail to ask this all-important question, or must not fail to bring to the attention of the trial judge this video clip. The question must be answered. I knew that such question was asked before, but it has not been looked into properly. Because if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was brought to Nigeria through illegal means, and a judge will sit behind whatever they call where he's seated and judge him, then that means that the system is finished completely. That means that Nigerian government can turn a rogue government, go about to the world anywhere, committing crime of kidnapping, committing crime of extraordinary rendition, bringing them back to Nigeria, and Nigerian court will be accepting them and be trying those people, even when every right of that person has been trampled upon, even when that person's right has been messed up, even when the Nigerian law, constitution that is guiding Nigeria has been trampled upon, even when the treaty signed by Nigeria has been trampled upon, it does not matter. What should matter to the lawyer, to the judge, is that a fugitive is here. And it is my job to judge him, irrespective, even though it was his corpse that is presented before my court. I will judge, I will try, I will do this, I will do that. That is not justice. That is not justice in any means at all. So this clip must be presented before the trial judge as this case continues. There is nothing else to talk about in this matter. This must not be ignored. It must not be ignored at all. Because what's doing well. So in a few, I don't know, I forgot the actual date, but I know it is this week. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be coming to court. Is it tomorrow? Please, if you have the date of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's next court appearance, I would appreciate if you can send it to us, furnish us with it. But I know that this week Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be coming to court again for the continuation of his illegal trial. Then something remarkable happened. While we are talking about all the players outside courts that want to influence the direction of this case, this trial, illegal trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we are putting everything into context. Now, after talking about what Chibuzo Egwuatu did, how the Nigerian government used the video he caught and joined, posted in his page the other time, how Nigerian DSS extracted it and the court accepted it rather as exhibit against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's nothing to be afraid of if it were in a very in a country or in a court where justice, fairness is followed. The reason why we talk about all these things because we know how zoo works, and we know that zoo Nigeria is not a place you can bet that things will be done in a right way. So now I want to paint a picture with what happened the other time. You know, there was a time in the Bible. Let me use that as an illustration. There was a time in the Bible where, when Yeshua was still here, going about doing this, doing that, doing miracles and all that stuff. Then there was this people or this person who was also trying to replicate what Yeshua was doing, using the name of Yeshua to try to cast demons or do this and do that. So when Yeshua, that man, they were so angry that this man is impersonating or trying to emulate or whatever that was going on in their heart at that point. So they went straight to Yeshua, trying to, get the authority to confront those men. So when they told Yeshua and said, Yeshua, we saw some people who are doing the same thing you are doing in your name. When Yeshua heard that, he said to them, it's not a problem. Whoever that is with us, whoever that is doing what we are doing that is not against us, is with us. Whoever that is not against us is with us. So allow the person to go on doing what he's doing. Why did I use this illustration? The reason is that the other time, sometime last week or last 2 weeks ago, last 2 weeks, we saw in the news, because if you remember, there is also trial of Mazi Simon Ekpa going on in Finland. Simon Ekpa was arrested sometimes last year, November, by Finnish authority for his involvement in the Biafran struggle. They want him to, according to the Nigerian government and whoever that is involved, all the accusations against him, they told him, come and explain yourself. So today, his trial is also going on, and the charges against him is the same charges that the Nigerian government levels against Mazi Nnamdi, based which is terrorism, incitement, and etc. The same thing that Mazi Nnamdi is facing in Finland. Now, if you look at these two people, they are fighting for what they believe. This one is fighting as IPOB leader. The other one is fighting as Biafra government, autopilot, which was metamorphosed to Biafra government in exile. But one thing for sure is that both of them are fighting for one cause, but in different organization or movement. Now, the same charges leveled against this one is the same charges that was leveled against this one. As this one is in court in Nigeria, battling for his life, the other one is far away, Finland, also battling for his life. Now, I heard it was all over social media for about 4 consecutive days on social media where pictures of three individuals who we saw with Biafran and IPOB regalia. They put them on, dressed in our Biafran regalia. Went to Finland to finish courts, to bear witness against the person who is fighting for the same cause that they are fighting. For this, they went to bear witness against the same person who is answering the same charges as their own leader in Nigeria. What was their argument? That this one is fighting and buying our people. That this one is a leader or their leader, whichever way, that he's giving order for people to be eyed. And because of what his orders he gave, so many people were eyed. The same argument they have in Finland is an argument that the DSS witnesses also present in Nigerian court. Because if you are not smart enough, if you are not wise, you will ignorantly join those that is trying to destroy. Probably they know what they're doing. Probably their end game is to destroy both Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa. Who knows? But I just want to bring it to, I just want to open your eyes to something so that you understand, if you don't know yet, if you are one of those celebrating this foolish, self-indicted or self-destructive move made in Finland, and how it is to the advantage of Nigerian government, not to the advantage of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or IPOB, as they claimed. They claimed that what their mission to Finland is to remove our leader, to remove IPOB from whatever that Mazi Simon Ekpa is doing. But the truth is this: the same charges is what is leveled against this man in a different country. One is in a lawless country, which is Nigeria, where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is. In a very lawless country, in a very corrupt country, in a country where hatred for you, for Ndibo, for Biafrans are very high. Then the other one, which is in Finland, is in a country where we still believe that they have justice in their court system. We still believe that their justice system is pure and incorruptible. Where it is believed that whatever they arrived, any judgment they arrived at the end of the day is the right one, nothing more. Now, how does this concern Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Remember, this so-called IPOB witness to Finland, who went to witness against Mazi Simon Ekpa, created a narrative or a picture in a terrorist group. That IPOB is the reason there is unrest IPOB, the movement of Biafra, is the reason there is insecurity in the southeastern Nigeria, especially. They created a narrative that IPOB uses violence as a weapon. The IPOB and Biafra movement is a means of fear, is a means to instill fear in the hearts of the people of the eastern Nigeria. So this is all the pictures that they created in Finland. Now, let us draw back to Zoo. If you remember, when this case of trial of Mazi and Kanu was, starting and other stuff, the judge made it very, very clear that he wants this to be over as soon as possible. That this case has lingered enough. That Mazi and Kanu has stayed enough in detention. So he wants to kill this case. He wants accelerated trial, where this trial will be few weeks, it will be over. Few weeks has turned to 2 months since this trial started. And as it is today, we are not even seeing the end of this trial. Because for these 2 months, the prosecution team, prosecution team, or whatever they call them, has been bringing witness after witness, and delay tactics after delay tactics is being used to make sure that this case continues or stretches as long as possible. If you say that you want to accelerate something, you must have cut it very short. You must have listened to all the witnesses behind the closed door to know if this one is worthy to come to the courtroom to testify, or is something which you can just wave away. But no, you want every Dick and Harry, everything that DSS brought as evidence, you want to hear it in the court of law, and after that you postpone, you adjourn that case for 1 week, 2 weeks, and after, in that 2 weeks, you will have only 2 days to continue the trial. Then after 2 days, you give it 2 weeks or 1 week again, elongating the process and the court case. But before this court case, you made it clear to the world that you want it to end as soon as possible. You want the case to be accelerated. But what we are seeing today is nothing near acceleration. What we are witnessing is a normal trial. So even if DSS have 200 witnesses, you want to hear them. And you say you want this case. But one thing I want you to know is this. They are all, what is happening in, this is where I want you to open your ear very well. What is happening in Nigeria and what is happening in Finland are intertwined. They are here. They are like this. Now, what is Nigerian government and the court system want to justice they want to do? They want to pedal it down. Mark today's date. Today is, let me see. Today's date is 16th June 2025. Please put it in your diary, mark it, and remember this information. What Nigerian government is trying to do, and with the help of those the defunct DOS and their morons who went to Finland to help Nigerian government, because what they did was they lent help to Nigerian government. So that help they lend to the Nigerian government is a very big indictment on their side. You said you are fighting to liberate yourself. Because if you're following the case, even the judge, the trial judge in Finland, was a kind of lost when he saw that these people are here to testify against someone who they claim is fighting in the same cause as they were. So now, what the Nigerian government is trying to do, putting in context everything that is going on in Finland and how IPOB has come out to witness against itself. Because what is it's like when someone appear in, or DOS appear in Finland, in Abuja, and said we want to witness against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and they start to witness against him, whatever they think they know. That's exactly what it is. Now, what the Nigerian government want to do, listen very carefully. They want to, what they are going to do now is that they are going to slow down very well in this trial. While they are monitoring the trial of Mazi Nnamdi going on in Finland. Remember, I told you that Mazi Kanu, the charges leveled against him is terrorism, incitement, and what again? And that is something that was leveled. I mean, that was the same charges against Mazi Nnamdi in Finland. Now, these two men are fighting for the same cause. These two men are being accused of the same crime in the same situation as Biafran struggle. Now, what is the Nigerian government will do now? They will slow down the trial of Mazi Kanu by, making it, elongating it, stretching it. Why the one in Finland is going on, they are monitoring. What are they going to do? If you remember, Mazi Kanu's case, a trial started before Mazi Nnamdi, but Mazi Nnamdi's trial is going to end. It's going to finish before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is not. It's not. It's just how the Nigerian government want it. Now, whatever that will be the outcome of the case in Finland, for instance, if Finnish authority at the end of the day convict and sentence someone ever, Nigerian government will say, okay, now the same thing, the same judge, the same trial, the same charges. This one is answered in Finland. He got convicted. Is saying what this one is answered in Nigeria. So how do you now balance it? This question should go to those who went to Finland to witness. How are you going to? Are you then going to say Nigeria? No. This one is not more agitating for Biafra. No, it's not. IPOB is no more a terrorist group. They are no more the architect of all the crises in the southeast. If you are IPOB, I want you to pray. Pray fervently. Whatever you believe in, pray fervently. That Mazi Nnamdi is not convicted. If he got convicted in Finland, expect the unthinkable to happen in Nigerian court. I said, mark today's date. This is not a prophecy. This is common sense. And this thing is what these so-called DOA should have put into context before they allowed hatred and greediness to overshadow them. Those idiots that went to Finland in the name of going to bear witness should have put these things into consideration. How does it affect us? How does it affect Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? How does it affect the struggle? I know that to them, the struggle does not matter anymore. But at least, what did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu do? What has Mazi Nnamdi Kanu done that you are standing against him? They just inflicted a very severe injury on this struggle, but I don't know. They don't know what they did. They don't know the gravity of what they do. They thought Nigeria is a lawless, a lawful country. No. Nigeria now have reason to do whatever they plan to do very long time ago. You have just assisted them through your foolishness, through your hatred against your fellow man who is walking. If you didn't like my someone or whatever he's doing, does it stop you as IPOB to walk in your own pace, on your own pace, to go about your ideology? You said someone does not fight for Biafra. Is that supposed to be a problem to you? You that is fighting for Biafra, why didn't you focus on the Biafra you are fighting for? Because they say that the end justifies the means. At the end of the day, everyone should present their work and judgment will be passed. Why do you think that by crashing everything, solution will come? You have met you have just carried out your threats that instead of Mazi Simon to restore Biafra, may Biafra never come. Excuse me. That is why you are willing to destroy everything. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you want to destroy Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and you want to also destroy Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's a pity. When I saw that news, I was dumbfounded and I couldn't say much. I only pray because the damage has been done already. But know it today, and what the outcome of the trial in Finland because of you will now directly influence the decision of Nigerian government and their court. If Finland that does not that does not directly affected by the struggle could convict a man for fighting for the same struggle in their country, from their country, then talk about the country where everything is happening and being affected. Think about it. You have just given the Nigerian government reason to carry out their evil plans. They will say it in due time. How do you expect us to free a man who have done all these things they said he did in this country, but in a foreign country, a man who did similar thing is convicted? Prepare for all these things, but I hope that Chukwu Kpiad will take charge, that the innocent will not be affected by your stupidity. It's a pity. So I just wanted to bring this to your notice, so you know what I am thinking. I'm just saying it may not happen at the end of the day, but I just want you to, put it at the back of your mind. So that is, by the way. So now, let's talk about the Zoological Republic, the massacre going on around Nigeria by one ethnic nationality of Funali. It is mind-blowing that an ethnicity that is not up to 10 million is terrorizing the rest of 150 million, 190 million population of Nigeria. It's a pity. Everywhere you go in Nigeria today is massacre, dying, unaliving by one ethnic nationality. If you go to the east, what you hear is bad news. You go to the north, this bad news by one ethnic nationality. You go to the west, bad news by one ethnic nationality. The other day, it's about yesterday or day before yesterday, it was all over social media that over 200 people has been died in Benue State by Funali terrorist herdsmen and bandits. And as usual, Nigerian government and her presidency adopted the strategy of ostrich, which buries his head right inside the on ground, expecting that the problem that has come to him will just vanish. Not until the Pope spoke yesterday, all hell got loosed. I am of opinion that everyone is right in their own opinions and perspectives. Because in every foolishness, there must be some degree of wisdom. Some people are of the opinion that Nigeria is the way it is today because the West does not want Nigeria to be good. They don't want all the ethnic groups trapped in that contraption. They don't want them to be free. And that is why they literally closed their eyes to the daily atrocities daily buying of both Christians and Muslims, because it is not justice when your justice is selective. Both Christians and Muslims are being buyed in Nigeria. But if you said that Christians are on the rise, the buying of Christians are on the rise, yes, you may be right. But are Muslims also receiving it hot in the hands of these terrorist Fulanis? The answer is yes. They themselves also receive it very, very hot. But it is more, very, very high on Christian minority. So now, the West does not want to assist in stopping this, knowing fully well that what we have in Africa and in Nigeria are puppets agents, those who work for the interests of foreign nations, foreign countries. No, Nigeria have never had a leader, but what they always have from one administration to another is pure puppet agents working for their puppet masters. So, and those masters are the West. And that is why they do not do anything. When these people, puppets, stole money, they come to their countries to bank those money. They go to their country to buy properties worth millions and millions of dollars. They come to their countries whenever they are sick to receive VIP treatment meant for presidents. They know all these things. They give them visas at will. They and their girlfriends, they and their families, they and their friends. They do not have to ask them, why are people suffering this much in your country? Why are you coming here to receive treatments? Why are you coming here to buy properties worth billions? Why are you here to bank your money that was supposed to be used in developing your country? Why is your country underdeveloped? Why is there so much insecurities going on in your country? Why is it that in your country, people are being died in every turn? They don't ask them all these questions, but their eyes are always very, very open to receive all these puppets in the name of leaders in Nigeria and the rest of Africa. That is why whatever that is happening to you, they don't care. They don't want to do nothing. You can protest as you like. You can write as you like. You can cry as you like. Immediately you rise to do something about it, they would assist to cage you, just like what is happening to Mazi, Nnamdi Kanu, and Mazi Simon Ekpa today. What is their crime? Why is Finland trying a man that is trying a freedom fighter? I believe that they also have their own history. They should understand where we are coming from. But do you know what? They do not want you to be free. So now, just imagine that just yesterday here, when that massacre took place in Benue, the presidency, even when the whole social media, the media was writing about it, the presidency did not say anything about it. Nobody did anything about it. It was just as usual. Oh, people have been fired as usual. This is not today. It's not the first time. It's a daily occurrence. So what is so special about these 200 people that was fired? So they left it as usual, expecting things to move on in a normal way as it used to be. Unknown to them, the Pope spoke about it. By that statement of the Pope yesterday in Rome, everywhere was lighted up. It started to burn. The government of Tinubu suddenly woke up from their slumber, woke up from their dream to reality. Suddenly, voice was given to even the celebrities. Everybody was busy making videos as if that is the first time such massacre is taking place in the same Benue. I don't want to talk about what is happening in Enugu every day. Is it that these 200 people, are they more important than the other thousands and thousands of people that has been massacred? No. The only reason they took this decision for Tinubu to now suddenly Tinubu started calling the governor, and it was being aired. Videos were being taken when Tinubu was communicating with the governor. How? Since when? Just today, Inspector General of Police went to the scene, to that community in Benue State. And I saw before I coming online that Tinubu is planning to visit the same community. How many people were massacred? 200 people. What about all this time where 500, 600, the whole village will be raised? The reason that they are running helter-skelter, trying to paint a narrative, trying to paint a picture that they are doing something, is because of the Pope, the utterances, the awareness. They understood that for the Pope to make that statement, that all the countries, mostly America, Donald Trump already is in his table. They are trying to avoid Nigeria not to be returned to the to CPC. And this is an opportunity again. And now they are trying to do all these shenanigans to show that, oh, it's not something that happens every day. But we know that this is just nothing compared to the people, compared to the way people are being massacred in Nigeria on a daily. Today, 4 people were massacred in Enugu. Remember, Enugu state government had to send witnesses to Finland to go and lie in Finland that the insecurity in Igbo or Enugu is being caused by Simon Ekpa, and that everything that is happening to Enugu state is because of Simon Ekpa's activities. But this man who is sending witnesses to Finland to go and witness in his backyard, Funali terrorist herdsmen are buying people, kidnapping people, raping people, doing all sorts of things in his backyard today, as I'm talking to you in Enugu, 4 people were massacred. Are they not human beings? Why nobody talks about it? I saw the shameless Ohaneze being the first to comment about the massacre in Benue State. But how many times have Ohaneze condemned the massacre by Fulanis going on in their backyard? Before you could remove the dust in your brother's eyes, you need to remove the log of wood in your own eyes so you could see clearly to remove another person's children. Your sons, your daughters are being massacred in your backyard. You never made any utterances, no press release. But today, you are talking about Enugu State. Benue State. So the life of the Benue's citizens matters, but the lives of your own children does not. That is hypocrisy in the highest order. Nigeria is a place where hypocrisy is in the highest. Everybody, everyone is pretending, living in denial. Just a single statement by the Pope. Tinubu is about to go to Benue State. Tell me, since this man, Tinubu, come to rule Nigeria as a president today, tell me one place, one thing that Tinubu has done when it comes to the life of the citizens. Has he even made a statement about it? The answer is no. Whatever that is happening, his ears does not hear them. But are you not surprised that this one, he made a call reaching the governor, sent within 24 hours, he reached the governor, he sent his IG, and now he's about to go there himself, just because of one man, because of the statement by the Pope, because he wants to continue to lie to the world. He wants to continue to pretend that his administration is going to do everything necessary to protect the life of the citizens. But the truth is that they don't care. They will never care. They rather care about, in Nigeria, the cow have more security than human beings. Now I have a video I want to show you. Now, let me show you, let me play this video so you understand when we say that the cows have more security than the human beings. Now, let's watch this video.
These cows belongs to the Honorable Rep. Dixon Taki. Last night he took them to Nnamdi settlement, and the youth of Nnamdi today said that these cows cannot live with them. They should be protecting lives other than protecting cows. So the youth of Nnamdi now chase these cows away. As you can see, the cows are roaming on the road. And then The people taking care of these cows are the Fulanis, up to 6 Fulanis. 6 Fulanis. These are Dixon's cows. Dixon is harboring 6 Fulanis to protect these cows. But the youth of Nojungu today said no, these cows cannot live in their community. So they have chased the cows away. You can't be protecting cows. You should be protecting lives and properties, not you harboring cows and Fulanis. This is damage.
Okay, you're welcome. I just played right now. That video you saw, there was a video yesterday, last night, yes. There was a video of cows security. I mean, the police and the military. So they will escort away those cows. You heard the name of the man who owns the cow, Dixon. By that name, you should know he is not a Muslim, he's not a Funali. He should be a citizen of Benue. To this man, the life of his cows is more important than, to him, than the lives of the citizens of his community. So the youths wake up this morning, were unwanted guests in their villages. They know that immediately is to stay. Sooner than later, they will face they will pay a terrible price for this mistake. So they decided to take take their fates into their hands by chasing those, Fulanis and their cows away. You can see, as you saw in that video, the Fulanis with their cows being chased by the youth of the community. You can hear the commentator who was saying that to this man, the life of cows are more important than the life of the citizens, that he is supposed to make the life and properties of the citizens a priority, but no, instead, he chose to protect and to defend the cows than human beings. So I just want you to understand the predicaments that the citizens of Nigeria are going through on a daily basis, where animals are more valued than human beings. The other time, the reason you see Fulani is doing everything they are doing today is as a result of trying to protect their cows. That is the narrative they are painting, though we know that there's something more sinister about their actions. They want to take over the land of the people. They want to displace the indigenous people and take over their land. Do you understand it? But they want to make you, the narrative is, the paint is, oh, it is because of our cow. That is why we are clashing with people. So the Nigerian government does not care. Whatever Fulanis want to do to the indigenous people, it is not their business. Rather, Nigerian government will rather make deal with the Fulanis, foreign Fulanis from Mali, from Burkina Faso, from Cameroon, from African Republic, from Guinea-Bissau, from Togo, from the Sahel, all over Sahel. Make deal with them than to make deal with their own citizens. The other time you saw, there was a video that emerged online where Nigerian military and police were having, meeting with a known terrorist. They were having what they called reconciliation. It is only the terrorist Fulanis that need reconciliation. IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does not need reconciliation. I saw one man who wrote that Tinubu missed the opportunity to make peace in Nigeria during the Democracy Day. Yeah, Democracy Day, yes. That guy said that he expected Tinubu to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on a Democracy Day. But he missed that opportunity, that golden opportunity. That was Sahara Reporter, yeah. Let me see if I can see the news. Then I would like to read it to us. That guy, his name is Eze Igwe. Eze Igwe. Eze Igwe are of the opinion that Tinubu would have used the opportunity to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on Democracy Day, but he ignored. You know why he ignored? The reason he ignored Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is that there is a motive, there is something he wants to achieve. Tinubu want to please the North. If you remember, the other time where there was a very chaotic atmosphere in APC Northern, where they adopted Tinubu, there was a very big fight. So, because some of them are of the opinion that Tinubu is anti-North. So, because of that, they don't want Tinubu back as president. So, but zoo president, zoo politics, whether you like and whether you know like, and the thing be say you must shake body. So it doesn't care. It doesn't matter what you are feeling. The point is that he must complete his 8-year tenure. So Tinubu, in the other hand, wants to do anything that the North want him to do. He wants to please the North. And you know that keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or convicting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is one of the things that will please the North. So there was no time he had it in mind at all to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Tinubu don't have such time. He doesn't have Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's time yet. You know? But this man is of opinion that Tinubu would have seized the opportunity of democracy there to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Well, it would have been best thing, but I couldn't even imagine that happening. But let us just read what that man said and make sense, some sense out of it. In a statement I read, in a statement issued, Eze Igwe Ezugwu said Tinubu lost a historic opportunity to demonstrate genuine commitment to national healing and reconciliation, especially towards the people of Southeast. Okay. And one thing I don't know, you know, one thing I want these people that call themselves Igbo leaders or traditional rulers in Igbo land, one thing I want to make very, very clear to them is you cannot eat your cake and have it. Let me tell you something. If you want people to value you, to put value on you, you first put value on yourself. If you do not respect yourself, I don't know how you now expect someone to respect you. You must first respect yourself, because they say that charity begins at home. If Ndi Igbo, who cannot respect themselves, want other Nigerians to respect them, any Igbo man that is thinking towards a direction is nothing but a daydreamer, because taking into context everything that happened during this man's 2 years administration, I mean Tinubu, what he has done to us, he directly put his two fingers into our eyes. He ignored every call to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He, just like his predecessor, Buhari, he ignored us. He trampled upon us. He made us to understand that we are nothing. Call after call for this man to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came, but he totally ignored it. He did not even make one statement in regards to that. But immediately he came to Igbo land, all this glorified court mass in the name of His Royal Highness Ezenka, Igwenka, gathered together and conferred a title on him. I don't remember the title again. It's not Kedi. That useless title they gave to Tinubu. After Tinubu, his wife, Remi Tinubu, who is a staunch hater of Ndi Igbo, remember that lady is from Ishekiri. And you know that Ishekiri sees themselves as more Yoruba than Igbo. They see themselves as more, as they accepted Yoruba people and kept them closer to their hearts than Ndi Igbo. That lady came to Igbo land last week. Also, the same glorified court mass in the name of Igwe and Eze gathered again and also conferred a title on her. you have degraded yourself. You have made yourself a caricature. You have devalued yourself, that your value is nothing to write home about. How do you now want somebody to value you? But here is it. He who eats his cake wants it back, still expecting that something. In fact, those anyways, let me continue reading. The traditional ruler of OP, ancient kingdom in Nsukka local government area, Enugu State, His Royal Majesty Eze Igwe Williams Ezugu, has declared that President Bola Tinubu missed a historic opportunity to begin national healing by failing to release the leader of indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, on Democracy Day, June 12, 2025. In a statement issued, Eze Igwe Ezugu said, Tinubu lost a historic opportunity to demonstrate genuine commitment to national healing and reconciliation, especially towards the people of Southeast. As Nigerians commemorate Democracy Day on June 12, 2025, a respected traditional ruler in the Southeast, His Royal Majesty Eze Igwe Williams Ezugu, has described the occasion as a missed opportunity for national healing, urging President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to demonstrate statesmanship by granting the immediate release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB. The monarch, who is also Secretary General of the Conference of Nigerian Political Parties, CNPP, said Tinubu's failure to act was a missed opportunity to demonstrate statesmanship and empathy. The continued incarceration of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a deep wound in the soul of East, Southeast, and by extension, Nigeria. The monarch stated. June 12 presented a historic window for President Tinubu to act as a unifying leader. He said, the continued detention of Kanu is doing more harm than good, and that Tinubu had both the moral and constitutional authority to end it. June 12 is not just a day of speeches and parades. It is a day that symbolizes our yearning for freedom, justice, and inclusion. Releasing Kanu, whether through a presidential pardon or constitutional discretion by the Attorney General, would have sent a resounding message of unity to the Southeast, he said. Ezugu stressed that Tinubu's inaction on the matter contradicts the ideals of June 12 and the pro-democracy legacy he claims to uphold. According to him, Democracy Day should be a reminder of the struggles for justice, equity, and freedom, ideals which the continued incarceration of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu starkly contradicts. He called on the president to reconsider his stance and act in the interest of national cohesion and healing. Our people do not feel like part of the Nigerian project. They feel unheard, excluded, and targeted. Releasing Kanu would have empowered leaders of thought in the Southeast and undercut the influence of criminals hiding under the guise of agitation. He said, I do not support violence in any form, but the failure to distinguish between legitimate agitation and criminal infiltration has led us down a dangerous path, the traditional rulers said. We have seen the pattern before. The IPOB was largely non-violent until crackdowns escalated tension. The federal government granted amnesty to agitators in the Niger Delta. Why is the Southeast different? Peace in our region is peace for Nigeria. A bleeding Southeast means a weakening Nigeria. Let the spirit of June 12 guide policy, not just speeches. Let it inspire decisions that restore hope and unity. Nigeria is at a crossroads, and we must choose the path that leads to healing. Well, that was coming from the traditional ruler, the name of Eze Ugu. If you look at, if you listen to what I just read, that was him talking. But the point is, what value did you create that will make Tinubu to listen to you? The Igbo man has, because of political crumbs, has sold himself to nothing. And the rest of Nigeria do not take Igbo man serious anymore. Igbo are one of the major ethnic group in Nigeria. They should be taken serious. But the inability of Ndi Igbo to come together as a bloc also contributes to all these things you see happening to us today. We have failed to utilize our numbers. We have failed to present a formidable front. Politically, we are weak. Socially, we are also weak. We are not participating in any decision making when it comes to Nigeria. Someone would argue yes, because we lost war. Yes, it could be a factor, but we must also apportion part, or rather, if not most of the blames on this present generation, because we have the right, the opportunity, the intellectual power. We have the economic power also to change these things. We could have utilized our political strength if we could unite and utilize it to change all these things. Like I told you, Funali people you see that is terrorizing the whole country today. They are not more than 10 million in numbers in Nigeria. But because they are united, you can never see a Fulani leader coming on national television to to cast aspersions, to threaten or to accuse his or her fellow Fulanis. Even when they are forced to talk about it, they will rather use the word misguided youths. They will rather ask that the government should listen to them and speak with them. They will ask government to de-recognize, to this word is de-recognize them or whatever. You know? So if other people, if Fulanis are good to, forgive, put in a place where they will be, go through process of trying to remove them from whatever they are doing. Why not other people? Why not use the same opportunity, the same measurement to other ethnic nationalities? Why only Fulanis? Because their leaders they speak in one voice. Their leaders, they move in one direction. They do not come to, mess their own up in order to please you. Fulanis don't care how you feel. They don't care what you are feeling. What is important to them is that their own is protected, secured, and saved. That is one thing that is so important to Fulanis. But come down to the Igbo land, come down to Biafra land, and you meet a different kind of reasoning. They want to bring their own for the public to tear apart. They want to bring their own they want to tell the public, you see this our person, you see this our son, he is a criminal. The person you are saying that telling that your son is just a petty criminal, his own children are armed robbers, terrorists. But because your son is a pickpocketer, you want the whole world to know. You want him to be removed from the surface of this earth. That is what is happening to us as Ndibo, as Biafrans. And you want Nigeria, you want the Fulani to take you serious. It's not possible. Now, I'm going to present another video to just buttress my point. How Fulanis are being treated with VIP treatment. No matter what they do, it's nothing will happen. What you just watched now is Funanis, those terrorists you see massacring people in Benue State and other parts of Nigeria. And what you saw there is the Nigerian military, police, DSS, and other security apparatus. What are they trying to do? They are in the process of radicalizing these Fulanis. They want to have a meeting. They came to have a meeting with the same people that is causing, massacring Nigerians. And if you think, you can see them with their AK-47, with their automatic machine guns, with Nigerian military and police and other security apparatus in that circle. Nobody it's not a problem. As far as it is Fulanis, it's not a problem. Why? They are there to beg them to drop these guns. They are there to beg them to work with them. They want to de-radicalize them. That is what they want to do. And how are you going to de-radicalize this kind of people who has already the ideology They are me. These are not actually Nigerian Fulanis. These are foreign Fulanis. And how do you want to de-radicalize someone who has mind wherever he's coming from? What he was told is that there is a land to grab. And before you could grab those lands, you must displace, even at some point, unalive the people living there. Only then will you take those places as your own. That was what he was told before he agreed to come down to Nigeria. And now, when he came to Nigeria now, and he is doing whatever he's doing, taking territories for themselves, suddenly you as a Nigerian government, who should be protecting and defending your citizens, instead of you to fight, to see how you can push them out, you are coming to, to talk with them, to drop their weapon, to de-radicalize them, to speak with them and make them forget. If they forgot the reason they come to Nigeria, what are you going to give them? It's not going to get it. They will only get it through force, through violence. It's quite a pity that Nigerians don't even understand what is facing them, even at this point. Because yesterday, I saw people of Benue State protesting, the youth and all that stuff. And I saw the heavy presence of Nigerian security, even up to this morning, in Benue State, trying to stop that protest. For them, you don't have to protest. Allow the Fulanis to do whatever they want to do. When they are done, if you are still alive, wherever you found yourself, you start from there. If you are not alive, it's okay. Life goes on. But if for you to rise, to defend yourself, it's a pity. Now, let me bring this thing to you, because one of them, those who are still living in they don't even understand what is facing them. When Mazi Kanu was talking about this Funali, people don't understand. Some of them see Mazi Kanu as their enemies, and that is one of the reasons he is paying the price today. One of the price that Mazi Nnamdi is paying today is because he spoke against Funali. So I couldn't see, where is this? Let me see. Okay. The headline said, people may be forced to defend themselves. People may be forced, did you see? By David Mark. David Mark still think that people are still thinking. They have not actually decided to defend themselves. So that's why I told you that all these people you see, they are the reason these things are happening. This is a politician, remember. He just wants you to understand that people have not actually made up their mind to defend themselves, because yesterday he had they call Very Dark Man, where he was saying that people should get licensed guns to defend themselves, licensed guns to do this, shouldn't wait for Nigerian police or this. So this man now came this morning to try to do what? To douse the tension. That is why he wanted to create this picture that people are not yet ready. So he said they may. So, but let me read what he said. Former Senate President David Mark has warned that residents of Benue State may soon be compelled to defend themselves if the rising wave of killing is not brought under control. You know, what you should ask this man is, do you know for how many years this massacre has been going on? Do you also know that these 200 people is not the highest number of people that was massacred in one operation by Funanis in Benue State? More than this number has been massacred in the past, but nobody made a fuse about it. The only reason why all of you are speaking today is because Pope, all the way from Rome, spoke about this particular massacre of yesterday. That is why it seems as if suddenly you people have found your voices back. But we know when politicians speak, and we know that when they say one thing, in their heart, in their mind, they are thinking a different thing. So, David Mark, one thing is for sure, that it is long overdue. It is very, very, very long overdue. People should be taking up arms in self-defense, or else they will not live to tell the story. But I will continue reading what David Mark's thought is. Speaking through a statement by his media aide, Paul Mume, Mark described the persistent attack across Benue communities as tragic and senseless, saying the situation had gone beyond tolerable limits. He said the inability of the government to secure lives and property is pushing people to the edge where self-defense might become the only option left. This is the sad reality confronting our people. If nothing is done, they may be forced to take their safety into their own hands, he said. Mark decried the sustained bloodshed and destruction, stressing that the primary duty of any government is to protect its citizens. When the government fails in this duty, the betrayal of the trust of the people, he added. He called on the federal government to rise to the challenges and deploy urgent measures to halt the attacks and restore order. Mark also urged the Benue State government to intensify local security efforts and reclaim peace across affected areas. He appealed to traditional rulers, local leaders, and residents to work with security agencies and remain vigilant. This is not the time for silence. Communities must stand firm and support all genuine efforts to end this crisis, he said, while expressing sympathy with victims and their families. Mark encouraged citizens to remain calm, law-abiding and united in their own, they must remain calm. That is their language. Our people have suffered enough, but now in pain. But even in pain, we must not resort to lawlessness. Let us show resilience, support one another, and resist fear, he said. So that is it. That was coming from David Mark. I think he is from same Benue State. So yeah, he's from Benue State. Benue State, yes. So that is what he think. He think it's not yet time. He's still telling his people to calm down. It's he moves with the escorts. So his people who lives in the dangerous areas must always calm down, be cool, be calm, allow Fulanis to cruise. Maybe by the time they remain like 1,000 people left in the whole Benue State, then maybe that would be the right time for them to rise up. But for now, all these millions of people, thousands of people that has been massacred since this madness by terrorist Fulanis started, it's not enough. At least let them buy more, like 500,000 people before you can now start thinking towards the direction of defending yourself. But for now, calm down, stake your neck, give it to Fulani, let them take as many as they want. This is Nigerian politician speaking. This is Nigerian politician thinking in their wickedness, because his daughters, his child, his sons, none of them reside in Nigeria, not even in Benue State. None of them reside in Nigeria. All his children are abroad. So whatever is happening to these people is not his business. He has just spoken with his political terms. What we see him use now is political terms. In actual sense, he is not serious about one thing he said. That is the wickedness of a Nigerian politician. When it is the poor people that is paying these insane prices of one Nigeria, it's okay. It's okay. But when one of them, those elites, when one of them is touched, you see them screaming, calling for action. I have been looking for the likes of Gowon. I have never seen him. Since this thing started in his neighbor, even in his state of Plateau, he has not spoken. How can he speak? He can't. He doesn't stand any chance of speaking. He doesn't have that moral standard to speak against anything that is going wrong within his locality. Never. This is what he wanted for his people. This is exactly the seed, the seed he sowed when he was massacring Ndibo in their numbers. He said that Nigeria must be defended and must be protected, irrespective of the cost. It's a mission that must be accomplished, keeping Nigeria one. Even if it takes wiping out the whole Igbo in Nigeria, Nigeria must be kept one. That was coming from Gowon. And he made good of that threat. But the question is, what is Gowon saying today? Where is Gowon today that his people are being massacred the same way he massacred Ndibo? With the help of Britain. British own is coming. When it's time, Chukwu Abiyama will visit them in his own new or designed fashion. But for now, today is for Funali, is for Gowon and his people. In as much as we condemn these heinous crimes, in as much as we condemn this violence, this terrorism, in as much as we are not happy, we think that what is happening to these people is karma. Karma is a bitch. Karma is you cannot run away from it. When it comes. It is time for them to pay for the sins of their brothers, of their ancestors. Though some of them are innocent, but they are not, they cannot be free. Bringing us to the final topic, end Nigeria now. The only thing that will save the situation is when all these people in Middle Belt, in the north, in the south, both west and east, when they come together and look at things in their rightful position, when that question, that all-important question should be asked, which is, do we actually need all this bloodshed for us to be together? The reason you see Fulanis making waves, no meaningful challenge against them, is because Nigeria is still one. If you want to clip the wings of the Fulanis, break Nigeria, end Nigeria, you see, as Nigeria is collapsing, so is Fulani's grip on the Middle Belt and some northern part of Nigeria. But if you said no, how can we live without Nnamdi? Why must we even allow Nigeria that our gods, the British, created to break? Then you deserve everything you are facing. You deserve it. You deserve it. End Nigeria now. That is the only solution. I can't tell you, there's no other thing I know. I'm of the opinion that Nigeria has crossed that point of return. I mean, no return. They can't return back again. They have crossed that point. There's nothing you can do for Nigeria to work. Benue State, you see today, is being, their governor is a reverend father. If you go to Akwa Ibom State, they also have a pastor as a governor. And in all these states, nothing has changed. Corruption still persists. Insecurity on a high level. Buying people, terrorism issue is still going on. But they are pastors and priests in the throne. That is to tell you that it is the problem of Nigeria is not about who is there. The point is that, as I always argue in this program, that the Nigerian problem is foundational. And if she said that something is wrong, if you have headache, what do? You treat headache. Either you drink a lot of water or you take Panadol. Then you can be able to get yourself back. But if you are feeling headache, instead of you to buy Panadol and take, You go and start looking for malaria drug or start looking for hypertension drug to take. Then you are not serious. The headache will end up taking your life if it's something serious. You can have a foundational problem as Nigerians, or as Nigeria as a country. You can have a foundational problem and you are trying to solve economic problem. How can you get economic problem done when the foundation is wrong? They say that when the foundation is wrong, what shall the righteous do? You must go to the very foundation of Nigeria and correct it. How do you do that? You go there, you look into it. How did Nigeria even come to become one country? Who signed it? Who agreed to it? If they say it's our ancestors, or our ancestors, okay, now as a people of this generation, 21st century, we know what our ancestors did not know. We've seen what our ancestors could not see. During the time of our ancestors, they could not see beyond their nose, meaning they can't even see what is happening in the other village, their neighboring village. They only see what is within their locality. They only hear what they are told. Today, I am here. You are there in America watching me, seeing me, hearing me. You are there in Europe watching me, seeing me. You are there in all continents of this world watching me, but I am here in my house in Cape Town, but I am communicating with you as if we are in one place. Today, when you open the internet, you can be able to see what Iran and Israel are doing to each other. You could be able to know all these things. It's no more to you. It's no more a hearsay. It's no more a story told by someone. Nothing is hidden for you anymore. It was not like that during the time of our ancestors. Those whom they said negotiated Nigeria with Lord Lugard. These people are dead and gone forever. We are living. And that thing which they put together is not working for us. We've seen how other progressive countries are faring. We have seen what it takes to have a progressive country. We have come to understand that we have nothing in common. We have come to also understand that what separates us as Nigerians are more than what unites us together. That means that we can never overcome this. The pressure for us to be apart is more serious than the pressure for us to be one. And if that is the case, how can we now fix these things? By going to the very foundation that brings us together, which is Nigeria, and destroying it and setting every one of us free. But the more you persist that Nigeria must be one, the more you are given, or rather enslaving yourself, your generation, and those unborn. I just want us to put everything I have said in this program into context. Sit down, think about them. Reason by yourself, for yourself. See the truth as they are. Make sure that at the end of the day, you arrive on a very, very, very solid destination where everything will be more clearer for you to understand and make a lasting decision. I think we are right at the end of this program. And as I have said, our leader will be coming back to continue the illegal trial going on. I want you to keep praying for him. I'm praying for everyone that is going through one or two things because of Biafra. It doesn't matter who the person is. It doesn't matter whether you like the person or not. Just pray that the right thing will be done. Self-determination is not a crime. It is a right. And if you are being persecuted for exercising your right, fundamental right, God-given right, then what type of world we are living in? We should be here living in a world where freedom is valued. Freedom should be a priority for every citizen, every individual, everybody in this globe. There should be no exceptional. Nobody should be more important than another. No country should be more important than other. Everybody must be treated equally, knowing fully well that we are one before Almighty, knowing fully well that we are all human beings. We have nothing. We brought nothing to this world. No matter who you are, it doesn't matter the continent, it doesn't matter the country where you fall into. The truth is this: you come here with nothing, you will go back with nothing. The only thing you will leave when you are going is a legacy. The legacy you kept will determine how you will be seen when you are no more. Thank you for being part of this program. I hope you enjoyed watching us tonight. I hope that we have tried our best to make sense to you. Like I've said before, we're not here to make you feel good or feel better. We are just here to speak the truth, because that is what we are known for. That is why we are IPOB Western Cape Media TV. We speak the truth and nothing but the truth. So I thank you for being part of this program. I thank you for always sharing and liking our program. And if you have not done that yet, you have time to do that now before we call this a day. Share this program. Like this program. Tell people about us. We are here for business, and we mean business. Biafra is a business, and we are facing it squarely. That being said, I pray that Kpiad will sustain you, bless you, keep you until we come again your way. From me, from here, it is good evening.